Super Rugby 2024 Team of the Season, folks. This is before the playoffs, but the regular season is done. All the teams have played the same amount of games. Let's pick 15 guys from this regular season and make up a Team of the Season. I'll try not to go into honorable mentions apart from the teams which don't make it in, because there's a couple of teams which sadly didn't get a guy in the 15, but I just tried to pick him based on performances, just my opinion. And as always, you guys let us know who you would be having if you were picking a team. I'm going to start with some props. Be hard to go past one of the Hurricanes boys because their front row has been pretty good this year. Xavier Numia on the loose head has been an absolutely wrecking ball, devastating form. The dude's got 5 tries. He's beaten 28 defenders, which is stupidly high for a prop. He's got over 100 run meters. So yes, and he can scrum, which is the main thing he's in the squad for. So genuinely having a great year. Even his defense, like 115 tackles with 6 missed, is bloody good numbers. So he is just ticking absolutely all the boxes for the Hurricanes. Devastating form. And then tight head prop, I've gone with a Crusaders man in Fletcher Newell. Basically, because he's scrumming the house down. Like, if there's one thing you can say for a pretty forgettable year for the Crusaders is their scrum's been pretty good. Like, they've bossed around a lot of the leading scrums in this competition. A lot of teams that are in the playoffs have come up against the Crusaders scrum and not fared that well. So Fletcher Newell's certainly a big part of that. He didn't score any tries, but he's got a big scrum. I think he's made over 100 tackles, almost 100 tackles. So, yeah, big year for him. I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing him in a black jersey again in not too much time. I forgot to put hooker. Silly me. I'm going to go with Asafa Aumua, another Hurricanes guy in the front row. He's missed about half the season, injured. And yet, if you look at his statistical breakdown, he's still pretty much one of the top guys in virtually every kind of leading category that you would expect. He's scored 3 tries. He's even got a couple of assists in this competition. He's beaten 24 defenders, which is almost as many as Numia. And as I said, he's played a lot fewer games, even though different positions. He carries the ball a lot. Like 36 carries for 24 defenders beaten is insane. Like, he has just been bumping guys off for fun. He's made 70 tackles. He's missed 6. The lineout's been going all right. So, yeah, Almoa, I think, again, if he's going to get himself back in black, he's putting his hand up big time. Locks, I've gone with one of the Aussies in Josh Canham. He has been having a pretty good year for the Rebels. He's certainly one of the top line-out men in Super Rugby, so very good in the air. He's been really busy on the carry as well. Like, when you look at most locks, it's basically 1 run, 1 meter. That's the way they go. They're big lumbering units. They can't get that low enough to really, get into open space. They don't carry the ball that well, generally speaking. But Josh Canham's one of those cracking guys who's an exception. 76 runs, 152 meters. So certainly loves getting himself into a bit of space. 100 plus tackles this year. 7 turnovers won this year. I would not be surprised if Joe Schmidt's got him lined up for some Wallabies duties later on in the year. And then I've gone with a Highlander in Fabian Holland. This guy looks the business. Like, still a very young man. 2+ meters tall, big tall bit of timber. Maybe not quite the ball carrying game of Josh Canham. Like, he's 76 carries for 100 meters, which is still pretty good. Like, over a meter per carry for a lock is always good. But defensively, absolute powerhouse. 150 plus tackles this year. Admittedly in a side which is having to do a bit of defending. 11 turnovers won. So really big unit for a Dutchman. He's pretty good at rugby. What can I say? Be interesting to see once he becomes New Zealand eligible. Wonder if we'll get accused of like poaching all the best talent from the Netherlands. Blindside flanker, I've gone with one of the Brumbies guys. He's kind of switched between 6 and 8 this season, which he's done throughout his career. But Rob Valentini continues to have one of the best engines in the game. He's got 5 tries. He's set up a couple. He's had 140 carries this season and cracked over 400 meters. So really busy no matter what number's on his back. Beats 22 defenders. He's also made 100 plus tackles. So certainly a big part of why the Brumbies season is going as well as it is. I remember that guy at the start of his career kept getting injured, but he's had a remarkably clean bill of health in the last few years, and it's really done his game the world of good, because it used to be every time he was just kind of getting good that he would get injured, but no, not for a wee while now. And interestingly, another Aussie as your open side flanker, Fraser McRae, is in unbelievable form. Like, he's kind of continued where he left off from last year, hasn't he? He's scored 7 tries and set up 5. What kind of number 7 has set up 5 tries in a season? Also a really busy carrying game like Valentini, 125 carries, 370 odd meters. He's beaten 19 defenders, so really, really comparable numbers. 17 turnovers won. This dude is also a menace at the breakdown. So if he's not the Wallabies number 7, I will be highly, highly surprised. And then I got to get one of my Blues boys in here. Hoskins Satutu extended his contract with New Zealand Rugby. Remember, this guy didn't go to the World Cup. But he is in the right headspace now. 11 tries for the Blues at the back of that scrum. 7 try assists, even more than old Fraser McRae. 120 carries for 638 meters. Like, he's been devastating on the ball carry. 100 plus tackles, only missed 16. Also 12 turnovers won, which is not maybe something you think about when you think Hoskins Satutu. You think in his passing game, because he's got a wicked pass for a loose forward. You think in his ball carries, but nah, defensively really, really solid this season too. Into the backs. I'm going to stick old TJ, and he certainly is one of the older players in that Hurricane squad at number 9. He's not played as many games as he might have liked, but with Cam Roigard being injured, he's also got a bit more game time than you might have thought, because it looked like he was kind of being surpassed 12 months ago. You know what I mean? But since he's fit, he's scored 7 tries, so he is now Super Rugby's leading all-time try scorer. He's also set up 6. It'd be more if he'd played more games. He's beaten 7 defenders. He's had 43 carries, so he's been really busy. And, yeah, as I said, kind of gone from seemingly quite far down the pecking order to being back to that usual spot of one of New Zealand's kind of premier 9s. And then 10, I've gone with a Chiefs man, D-Mac. I was thinking about Lolosio, because he's also really been a key cog in pushing that Brumbies forward pack forward and, directing the backs around the field. But D-Mac, he's the leading point scorer in Super Rugby for a reason. He's got a better carrying game than the majority of the 10s this year. 100 run meters, 100 carries for 600 plus meters. He beats defenders, 42 of them. He gets clean breaks. He set up 5 tries. He's scored a couple. The Chiefs aren't where they would like to be. Sometimes you maybe feel like the consistency's not quite always there. Sometimes things go a little bit awry, but generally he is a man for a bit of magic. Midfield, I've gone with another Reds guy in Hunter Paisami. He's had a pretty cracking year as well. He's set up 4 tries. He's had 100 plus carries. He's made almost 100 tackles. Beaten 36 defenders, which is also cracking for a guy playing 12. Even 6 clean breaks. So, yeah, Hunter Paisami, if we're thinking about Wallabies conversation, certainly has to be right in there. And then I've got a Drua guy at number 12. Proctor has been cracking for the Hurricanes as well. But Yosefo Masi has just been devastating with the ball carry. I'm not sure the Drua win as many games as they do without Yosefo Masi. 78 defenders beaten. Number 1 in the competition by some way. Almost 1,000 run meters. 12 clean breaks. He's scored 7 tries. He's set up 5. He's made 91 tackles. This guy is a really, really classy operator at 13. I don't know how he bumps off as many tackles as he does, because he doesn't seem that big, but man, he is a hard man to stop. Left wing, back to one of my Blues boys in Caleb Clark. He has cracked 1,000 run meters. He's the second top guy for run meters this season. Remember, he's had a couple of games on All Blacks rest as well. 16 clean breaks. He's second for that stat. 43 defenders beaten. He's right up there. He scored 4 tries. He's set up 3. So Caleb Clark, another one of those guys that kind of floats in and out of the All Blacks selection area, but not doing himself any disservice this year. A second Crusader in Sevu Reece. That guy had maybe a career best year. I don't know. I'd have to have a look at his other years, but goodness me, he's the top try scorer in Super Rugby at the end of the regular season, which for a team which missed the playoffs is remarkable. 12 tries from him, sets up 3. 11 clean breaks, beats 41 defenders, 650 meters. Yeah, he's kind of getting to that age where you start to fall out of favour as an All Blacks winger, but man, he also had a really good year. And then lastly, I've gone with one of the Brumbies guys in Tom Wright. He is the top guy for run meters in Super Rugby. Obviously, you get a fair few free ones at the back as a fullback, but 1,000 plus run meters, 10 tries from him, just behind Sevu Reece. Also 3 try assists. Also 12 clean breaks. Also 40 plus, like 46 defenders beaten. He has been devastating. Like obviously, when we think Brumbies, we kind of think mauls and set piece. But nah, man, their backs, the likes of Tool, and Muirhead and whatnot have also been kind of in cracking form as well. But yeah, that's the 15 based on the regular season. I should say there's no Moana Pacific guy there, but Lotu Anisi at number 8 has also been devastating for them. There's been games when he's literally gotten more run meters than the entire Moana Pacifica forward pack, so certainly some great go-forward ball. For the Force, Chase Tiatia has also been setting the game alight. Tizano's made a ton of tackles, but Chase Tiatia's bit of X-Factor, I think, has been welcome. And for the Waratahs, Jake Gordon, who's been a loyal servant of New South Wales rugby in a pretty poor year, has actually still managed to look pretty good, which is always the sign of a good player. So there you go. Team of the kind of regular season. You guys let us know your thoughts. Who would you have in? Who would you have out? Finals rugby is just around the corner. But anyway, you guys let us know your thoughts, and talk to you guys again soon. See you later.